Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we're going to be playing Paleos. This is a deck that was requested by one of my followers on Twitch. He actually joined the Discord channel and posted this in my chat, the racetrack, so that I would play it. And I had a lot of fun with it, so I'm going to teach all of you. Paleos are a deck of trap monsters that have very nice controlling effects when they're activated as trap cards, and then anytime another trap is activated, you can chain to it by reviving one of them from the graveyard. They are all 1200 attack level 2 aqua monsters with 0 defense points that are unaffected by monster effects, which is a really interesting benefit to them. The goal is to set up a good board and start controlling the opponent's board and then going into a rank 2. Usually the Opabilia, which will allow us to get more benefit from our deck while also having a good defender. And we just slowly grind our opponent out of resources and beat them to death. The skill is Draw Sense Low Level. So before your normal draw, each time your life points decrease by 1500, one of the cards from your normal draw this turn will be a random level 4 or lower monster from your deck. Because of the way we have the deck set up, this will usually be our Cyber Dragon Core. It's just a good skill. It'll allow you to make some comeback plays. Alright, so for the main deck we have Penguin Soldier. A level 2 Aqua Flip monster. Flip, you can target 2 monsters on the field and return those targets to the hand. So flip monsters are typically too slow to see any play, but when you have a deck that literally sets 3 every single turn, Penguin Soldier's effect will usually go off, and that will allow you to get some benefit of returning extra deck monsters to the opponent's hand. It's nice. Eperia. If this card is summoned, draw a card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Great. It's a level 2. You combine it with another level 2 like your Dynamiscus and go into some rank 2, and that will be beneficial to you. Cyber Dragon Core. When this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 Cyber, spell, or trap from your deck to your hand. And if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. So it's normal summons to grab the Cybernetic Overflow. And then if your opponent has a monster and you have no monsters, you can banish it from the graveyard to get another one out so that you can continue to rank 2. Nice. Paleozoic Dynamiscus. Target 1 face-up card on the field, discard a card, and if you do, banish it. Good. This is a very nice effect. This is the reason why we can really play Paleos, because we have this strong sort of boss trap that will allow us to easily get rid of some of our opponent's cards. Yes, we have to discard a card, but the Paleos benefit from having traps in the graveyard anyway, so it's not that big of a cost. Mirror Force. This is a great card. Just when your opponent's monster declares attack, pop all their attack position monsters. People don't play around Mirror Force. They won't expect it, and you get to wipe some boards. It's pretty nice. 3 copies of Compulse. We need to get cards off our opponent's field. Crackdown doesn't really benefit us because none of our opponent's monsters are level 2, so just get them off the field and attack them directly. Bottomless Trap Hole. A lot of cards these days have graveyard recursion, so banishing a card is really nice. We already have Banish with the Dynamiscus, so why not double down on Bottomless Trap Hole and just get a monster with 1500 attack points that was summoned off the field forever. Canadia. This targets a face-up monster your opponent controls and changes it to face-down defense position. So it's Book of Moon. Great. You guys know how good Book of Moon is. Obviously, you can't play it the turn that it's drawn, except if you have Opabilia out, but that's a small price to pay for the 1200 point body that we get from the graveyard. Olinoides, this is a MST. Again, it's a nice option. You can target your own cards if your opponent's not setting any cards and get some triggers in your graveyard, so you'll usually always have this card live, and it's another 1200 attack body that you can get on the field for Exceed Summoning. Cybernetic Overflow. Banish Cyber Dragons with different levels from your hand, face-up field, and or graveyard, then destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls. This does not target, so you can use this card to destroy cards like Decode Talker. Very beneficial, and of course, banishing a card from the graveyard is good. You just use the Cyber Dragon Core as Exceed material, then detach it to pay a cost, then banish it from the graveyard. Obviously, Cybernetic Overflow is drawn by Cyber Dragon Core, so this is a 2-card combo that you just kind of get with 1 normal summon, and you usually get off your skill. So, pretty nice additional removal. Lastly, 1 copy of Paleozoic Pikaia. Discard 1 Paleozoic card, draw 2 cards. Good, we need more resources. For the extra deck, we have the Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin. 2 level 2s, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls until the end of the turn, change its attack to 0, and its effect is negated. Good. We can only use it during our turn, but it will allow us to easily deal with any threat. It works on Yubel, so you can remove Yubel from the field. It works on Neos Kluger, so you can crash into Neos Kluger, hit your opponent for 1600, that might give you lethal. A few other important enemies that you can just get off the field and have a good time with. Obviously, it requires a targeting, so it doesn't work on target immune monsters, but otherwise, a nice option. Cat Shark, 500 attack, 500 defense. While this card has an Xyz material attached that was originally water, it cannot be destroyed by battle. This is the quintessential Paleozoic Xyz monster. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, then target 1 rank 4 or lower Xyz monster you control. Its attack and defense each become double its original attack and defense until the end of the turn. So if you manage to get a card like your Anomalocaris out, you can make its attack points 4,800. Good. So just kind of sit on Cat Shark and wait for your opportunity. Opabinia. This card is unaffected by other monsters' effects. You can activate Paleozoic trap cards from your hand. That's really beneficial. Now your opponent can't use spell and trap removal on you. And if this card has a trap card as Xyz material, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card to add 1 Paleozoic trap from your deck to your hand. Great. So just draw additional resources and wait. Paleozoic Anomalocaris, 3 or more level 2 monsters. This card is unaffected by other monsters' effects. Once per turn, if a trap card is sent from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard, whenever it's destroyed or if it's activated, you can activate the top card of your deck, and if it's a trap card, add it to your hand. Otherwise, send it to the graveyard. Once per turn, during either player's turn, if this card has a trap card as Xyz material, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, target 1 card on the field, and destroy it. Great. So we just make this with 3 Paleos, and we wait for our opponent to play cards, we pop them, and then our opponent can't activate any cards. They're just going to have fewer cards on their field, and if they have any threats, we can just activate trap cards. Now, this does not let us activate Paleo traps from the hand, but you can make both cards to make sure that you have all the Paleo options. Last Xyz monster is number 45, Crumble Logos, the Prophet of Demolition. This card has 2200 attack points, which is very high for a rank 2. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, target 1 other face-up card on the field. While this monster is face-up on the field, that target has its effects negated. While that target is on the field, cards are with the same name as that target and their effects cannot be activated. So you just target a card your opponent controls and negate it. This is very useful for dealing with continuous trap cards, field spells, and Yubel. Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, and Nightmare Cerberus. These cards are self-explanatory. Alright, so that's the deck. It's going to be a slow, methodical game, but if you like that sort of thing, then Paleos are the right box to play with, and I hope you guys enjoy the replay. Let's get into it. Okay. So we normal summon Cyber Dragon Core, and our opponent is going to immediately effect Veiler that. That's sad, but we have another Overflow in hand anyway. Set 3 and pass. It's our opponent's turn. They normal summon a Live Twin Lila, and they're going to chain Live Twin Lila's effect with Signet Crosswipe, allowing them to immediately pop one of our cards. And they choose the Olenoides. That's okay. They special summon the Key Skill from deck. Then they special summon another copy of Lila. We are going to immediately Canadia. Target the Key Skill and set it face down. And then we also get to bring back the Olenoides that our opponent just so happily destroyed for us. Activate Secret Password. Draw Live Twin Home. Live Twin Home, discard to special summon another Key Skill from deck. At this point, my opponent has no cards left in hand. We're going to go ahead and overflow. Banish Cyber Dragon Core to destroy the Key Skill. And then we also get to bring Canadia back. Alright, that's our opponent's entire turn. And they've already sent 2 Key Skill, 2 Live Twins from deck to grave. They also have 2 Live Twins on the field. So I draw, and I make the decision to just attack into his monsters, get them both off the field, and then be rest assured that my opponent is not going to have any follow-up. It's my opponent's turn. They draw and they pass. Great. Alright, we drew a compulsory evacuation device, and we are going to Xyz into our Opabinia. Detach 1 material to draw our Canadia, and pass. It's our opponent's turn. Normal summon Kisakill, special summon Lila. At this point, that's all of their Live Twin monsters. We're going to activate Canadia. We're going to target the Lila to set it face down, and then activate Olenoides' effect from the graveyard. Olenoides was an Xyz material. We detached, and since it was an Xyz material, it was not banished, so we get to recycle it yet again. and our opponent concedes. There you go. So that was an 8-win streak King of Games live twin player who got out-controlled by Paleos. Set your opponent's monsters face down so they can't be used as materials, banish them from the field, or destroy them with your Cybernetic Overflow, which you drew for free, and your opponent will eventually run out of resources. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.